What's up, guys? My name is Brandon. You guys can call me Swifterrs, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys 5 things that you might have missed in the brand new Zombies Chronicles DLC 5 music video trailer. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and check out this full trailer for yourself without my commentary, I will have it linked in the description below. Also, I did do a live reaction to this trailer. Again, that's going to be linked in the description below as well. But as I said, in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys 5 things that you might have missed within this trailer. Now, I wanted to start out by saying that I think this is by far one of the coolest cinematic trailers that we've gotten for Black Ops 3 Zombies. It is so beautifully crafted, everything ties in together extremely well, but because this is a music video trailer, it's not like a lot of the previous map trailers that we've gotten for Call of Duty maps, which means not a lot can be seen within this trailer. Obviously, there is a ton of very rich storyline content within this trailer, but there's not a lot of things that are hard to miss. Again, it's very straightforward. At the same time, there are subtle storyline hints throughout this trailer that may not be able to be seen at first glance and definitely warrant a little bit of explanation. So in today's video, I have for you guys a couple of things that you might have missed, and I'm also going to be touching on some very important storyline related concepts that definitely need explanation within this trailer. Overall, I hope you guys go on to enjoy today's video. If you happen to learn anything new, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I apologize for the very long intro, but let's get started with today's video, taking a look at 5 things that you might have missed in this brand new trailer. Alright guys, now I wanted to mention that the very last thing that I talk about in today's video that you may have missed is by far the coolest concept throughout the entire video, so I definitely recommend sticking around till the end to listen to that thing. But the first thing that you guys may have missed within this trailer can actually be seen in the Verrucht introduction. As you guys can see, we clearly have Dr. Monty's Gobblegum machine. Now it's a little bit obvious, but if you're not really looking for it, you may have missed it, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Dr. Monty's Gobblegum machine. Now, I've seen a lot of comments and opinions from people saying that they aren't too happy that Gobblegums are being brought back to some of the remastered maps. Now, I definitely understand why people would be disappointed at the fact that Treyarch are introducing Gobblegums to these remastered maps. At the same time, I think that they would offer a really unique aspect to some of the smaller maps like Verrucht, like Nocturne and Toten. But for those of you who don't know, I believe that there's also a feature that allows you guys to disable the Gobblegums in all of these maps. So if you guys aren't too thrilled with Gobblegums coming back to these remastered maps, there is an option to turn it off so you can play without it. Now, on to the next thing that you might have missed. This one can be seen inside of Samantha's room, and it's not all that important. I just found it very interesting, and I'm a little bit confused why it is the way that it is. So as you guys can see, there's clearly a poster on the wall above the mystery box, and it says Eisendrachen. So obviously, our first DLC for Black Ops 1, we were given Der Eisendrache, but for those of you who don't remember, when Der Eisendrache was leaked to us, it was originally called Der Eisendrachen, and it was even called that by some of the developers over at Treyarch. So for quite some time, the Zombies community thought that DLC 1, the map was going to be called Der Eisendrachen, which meant the Iron Dragon in German, and then all of a sudden, when we started to get additional teasers for DLC 1, we found out that the name of the map was actually called Der Eisendrache, which also means the Iron Dragon in German. So there's not much of a difference between Der Eisendrachen and Der Eisendrache. It's literally the same thing, and I'm not too knowledgeable about the German language, so obviously I don't know exactly what the difference is between the two, but honestly, the translation is virtually the same, minus maybe a capitalization of the D in dragon from Der Eisendrachen to Der Eisendrache. So I just found that to be really interesting and really odd that the poster said Der Eisendrachen, even though our first DLC map pack for Black Ops 3 was called Der Eisendrache. So obviously, the first thing I showed you guys was the Gobblegum machine. It was pretty interesting, and it's a little bit controversial right now in the Zombies community. The second thing with the Der Eisendrachen poster, really not all that important, but I wanted to point it out to you guys. But the third thing I wanted to show you can be seen right here, and it's actually of the giant robot that we have on Origins, or it could potentially be the giant robot head from the Giant. So you can clearly see that the eyes of this giant robot are red, and I found this to be very interesting, and I know a lot of people may have missed this because if you were to go ahead and compare the red eyes of this giant robot to the eyes of the robots found on Origins, you can clearly see that the Origins robot eyes are yellow, and it's very interesting that the ones in this gameplay trailer, or more so music video trailer, are red. I found that to be very interesting. So if this is the Origins robot, it's very weird that the eyes are red as opposed to being yellow, but at the same time, I think that it could also be the giant robot on Doris or the giant from Black Ops 3, because as you guys recall, there's an Easter egg that can be done that allows us to get a secret perk by melting the snow from a laser that gets sent out from the giant robot's eye. It's a reddish-orange laser, and it could be very similar to the reddish-orange eye that we now see in this music video trailer. Very curious what you guys think. Do you guys think it is either the yellow-eyed giant robots from Origins, or could it potentially be the giant robot head from Doris, Remastered, and Black Ops 3? Don't know how significant it is to the storyline, but I do think it's very odd that we have a red-eyed giant Origins robot in this trailer. So, the fourth thing that I wanted to show you guys that you might have missed can actually be seen near the very end of this trailer, and it's extremely symbolic, and I wanted to touch on it because I'm not too sure a lot of people may have noticed this. And as you guys can see, we have the snow globe with the Revelations house, and surrounding it, we actually have the 4 1.0 characters. So as you guys can see, all 4 of the characters are missing limbs. Richtofen's decapitated, Dempsey has a leg blown off, and I'm assuming that Takio and Nikolai also have some parts of their body that are missing, even though we can't see it. But one can assume that they also have limbs missing, and this is extremely symbolic because we take a look at this trailer earlier on and we can clearly see that all 4 of the 1.0 characters are intact. All of their body parts are attached. We've got a couple of them standing up. And later on in this trailer, after we go through all of the respected maps that are being remastered, we can clearly see that these 4 characters, the 1.0 versions of these characters, are essentially dead. And as I said, this is extremely symbolic because, of course, within Black Ops 3, our 2.0 characters, our Primus crew, go back and they end up killing their 1.0 former selves. So again, this is very symbolic of our 1.0 characters getting killed by their 2.0 selves, and I thought that I should point it out to you guys because it is very, very cool. So, as I said earlier in the video, the 5th and final thing I wanted to show you guys is very, very important. It's extremely cool, and it actually comes from a zombie buddy of mine known as RadAustin27, and this actually has something to do with the snow that can be seen throughout this trailer. Obviously, we have this introduction to the music video where Samantha ends up shaking the snow globe, causing snow to essentially get thrown across all of these 8 maps that are being remastered in Black Ops 3. These 8 maps throughout our storyline, snow can be seen throughout this entire trailer, and this is very symbolic because we go back to the giant opening cutscene. And as you guys can see, the clock is ticking, and all of a sudden, the clock stops when Samantha gets teleported and a temporal rift is created in time throughout the space-time continuum. A rift is created and Samantha gets transported to a different dimension, and obviously snow starts to fall on the giant. So, we can clearly see that throughout all of these maps, snow is falling, which means every time snow falls, it could potentially be another temporal rift getting open and another dimension really bleeding over into another. So I know it's a little bit confusing to understand, but the symbolism of the clock stopping and the snow beginning to fall on the giant when Maxis and Samantha are teleported to a different dimension is extremely important, and we can see the snow falling throughout all of these maps. And we fast forward a little bit to the very end of this trailer, and we see one Samantha disappear and another one walk into the room. So could this new Samantha that has decided to walk into the room be the one returning from whatever dimension she was once transported to back in the giant? So again, the snow is very important, and obviously she ends up shutting the window, essentially blocking out all of the snow and closing the rift closing everything that has already been opened throughout the space-time continuum. Very, very interesting stuff, and I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. Again, those were 5 things that you might have missed within the music video trailer for Zombies Chronicles. I know some of them weren't all that important and weren't all that interesting, but at the same time, I wanted to point out a couple of very significant things as they pertain to the storyline. So if you guys happen to learn or figure out anything new in today's video, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new, because I'm going to be posting a ton of brand new content on Zombies Chronicles. So with all of that being said, I'll be sure to catch all of you guys in the next one.